back block, and that's
the guy that throws his body around.
Mike Tomlin Sports. Steel City Live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live here on Mike Drop Sports. Appreciate you for diving in. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Here on a Friday, as the Pittsburgh Steelers gifted yet another opportunity. And can Mike Tomlin get his team going and get them ready to gain from this opportunity gifted to them by the Cincinnati Bengals as the Steelers now rise back to the top of the AFC North division? And will this be another wasted opportunity by the Pittsburgh Steelers, who luckily dodged a bullet of playing a Bengals team with Joe Burrow? Yeah, they split those games with them, but they were able to get one of them. And the Bengals looked good offensively last night. And defensively, they took advantage of the situation and really showed up. So the Steelers, I feel like, dodged a bullet, because when I looked at those two teams, they were exactly who I told you they were last night, that the Bengals were led by a far better quarterback and had a far better opportunity to win that game. I told you that. Joe Burrow's better than Lamar Jackson, period. Lamar Jackson, turnovers last night, fumbling. Now, you can't blame it all on Lamar. You can't, because his line didn't do him any favors last night either. But man, you saw what you needed to see. And the Steelers gifted a golden opportunity with 2 games remaining against the Ravens. Can you take advantage? That's the question. I think the answer to that question is probably no. I don't think Mike Tomlin can have this team ready to go. I don't feel like this team is good enough right now. And I feel like they are just bad. And if you look at the offensive line in totality, maybe that's holding them back. I think there's some bright spots on that offensive line, but I feel like in totality, maybe the team worries so much that's why you don't see passes of 20 yards or more really ever. That's why you don't see them attack the middle of the football field really ever. So we're going to dive into that here tonight and talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers being gifted that opportunity and yet another chance to take control of the AFC North. And it makes you wonder, how many times are they going to be given those chances here this year in 2025 and not take advantage of the situation? They blew a 4-game lead, really, and blew it in monumental fashion. And now the Bengals give them another gift. Let's get back into the chat here tonight. Thank you again, guys, for tuning in. Black and Gold 36. This guy is the epitome of a lucky horseshoe shoved up his ass, maybe. I can't believe it. Luck came back to us. Shows that we have no room for error. Yeah, they have no room for error, but guys, the AFC North really isn't the greatest division right now. Uncharacteristically, the AFC North is pretty bad right now. At least record-wise. I still think there's good football teams in the AFC North. They're just not winning ball games. And it makes you wonder, again, will there be a 9-8 football team that wins this division? And don't count the Bengals out just yet. I mean, hey, don't count them out, because the 2 top teams right now inside the division, statistically, in terms of their record, aren't holding up really their end of the bargain. What's up, Jason? What's up, Tom Ford? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Roberta Campbell, what's up? Good to see you. Black and Gold again says, after Tomlin finally admits that we need to start throwing over the middle, that must mean Roger said he's seen enough and told Khan he can't cook without a cookbook. Let our quarterbacks cook. They gotta open this thing up. If the Steelers want any chance of succeeding in this division, any chance to seize this moment, they have to open things up, regardless how they feel about the offensive line, whatever. And I get maybe they had those feelings earlier in the season about the offensive line, but you got to let them grow. And the only way to grow is to open this thing up and allow some big plays to happen. Give them some opportunity to make some big plays instead of limiting this offense so badly. And that's with Aaron or Mason behind the helm. It's been limited. And I don't like it. And you know, we tend to bash the quarterbacks a good bit. We tend to bash everything about them. You know, Mason's the worst thing since sliced bread, but the last game he came in the last half, he cooked. The last time you saw him prior to that in a Steelers uniform for that 4 game stretch, he was one of the league's best. He was a top 5 NFL quarterback. But, you know, you see the game against the Chicago Bears where they were schematically deficient to the point of making you absolutely nauseous. You know, it's all Mason's fault. You know, Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw for a million touchdowns. The offense looks stale. It's Aaron's fault. You know, well, what about the prior 4 quarterbacks before that? Was it their fault too? I mean, when does the trend start to become the schematics? When does the trend start to be the coaching? When does the trend start to be the head coach's issue? That's the question that's got to be asked, man. And until that's opened up, I don't know what can be done. I really don't. I love that Cincinnati beat the Ravens. Me too, man. Me too. Another Wombat in the house. What's up, man? Daniel Warman, what's up, man? Hey, your Bengals did us a solid, Daniel. Thank you, man. We talked about that yesterday, too. I said the Bengals need to help the Steelers out here, man, and they sure did. Why nobody talks about the Ravens, about how the Ravens looked when the Bengals beat them? No, I was talking about it. I don't think they were the better team. I talked about it yesterday, too, Extra Mike. I don't know if you caught the show. But I said that I don't think Lamar Jackson's a championship quarterback. And I get beat up over it. And I don't care because I tell the truth. I think Lamar is a good player. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good person to lead your franchise. Not because I think he's going to win you Lombardi trophies, because I don't think that. But I think he's a decent human. I think that he's a good representative of your franchise. I feel like he's a phenomenal athlete. Yeah, cool. I like him. But again, when I'm talking about wanting to win a championship, the first name that comes to my mind as a quarterback isn't Lamar Jackson. Sorry. You know, a lot of people beat me up over that. But yeah, I don't think they looked like the better team last night. I thought when Joe Burrow came back to the Bengals, that they were going to be the better team. Why? Because they had the better quarterback, and that totally fired up that whole football team. You saw them get turnover after turnover last night, whether it was a self inflicted wound by the Baltimore Ravens or a generated turnover by the Cincinnati Bengals. That play deep in the end of the Ravens were lucky they were able to get a stop there after they took the football away from Lamar Jackson. The Ravens defense stood up there a couple times against the Cincinnati Bengals. That was a close game for the majority. However, the Bengals just were able to wear that defense out, and they got it done. Skylar Cannon, 2787A. Jason, well, it's a little bit of Aaron going. It's a little bit of, is Aaron going to let Tomlin or is he going to look like what he has looked like? Okay. I get what you're saying. You're saying is Aaron going to allow Tomlin to let him look foolish, kind of, and limit Aaron Rodgers? Is Aaron going to continue to allow that to happen by Arthur Smith, by Mike Tomlin, with the marching orders to Arthur Smith of, hey, you got to be conservative. We don't do crazy things here. We don't open things up in the city of Pittsburgh. We're vanilla offensively. That's how we're going to win, by defense only. Is Aaron Rodgers going to kibosh that? Because he needs to. He got to. Extra Black says, or how the Eagles looked today when they lost to the Bears. Yeah, the Bears look decent, man, yet again. But still, I feel like the Steelers had many opportunities to beat the Bears Sunday. That's what frustrates you so much, Extra Black, about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got opportunity after opportunity to do special things, but have yet to be able to put it together. That's the bad thing about this football team in Pittsburgh. There are opportunity after opportunity there. There are moments when you think this football team looks damn good and they can do some good things, But schematically, you never say that they look damn good. They're just overcoming the coaching as players a lot of the times that gets you excited. But yet, you see the Bears beat up on the Eagles. You see them take advantage of that. And the Steelers had many opportunities to beat the Bears. They should have beat the Bears. It's just puzzling, man. Yeah, any given Sunday, that can happen, no doubt. I agree with you. I say that all the time. And that's why people will disagree with me too when I say every team is good. Every player is good in the National Football League. There is no question about that. It's just what? Can coaching put you in the right positions? One of the most important things of any NFL football team is the coaching and the schematics. Can the coaches put really good players into positive, really good positions? That's the question. That's the deciding factor on whether teams succeed or not at the professional level. That is truly it. Black and Gold 36, it's time to lace up those boots and hit the ground running. He mentioned all season about players hopping on a moving train, but yet we left his ass back at the station. Yeah, Mike Tomlin. I'll give him this, man. The man got away with using words at the podium. He does sound cool sometimes with that, but honestly, I'm over it. It's lip service to me. It's bullshit to me when it comes in one ear and out the other. It's just bullshit to me. It doesn't do nothing for me. Um, it is an odd year, Tom. It is an odd year. Guys, let's dive into something here that I prepared a little bit of stuff for you. Let's start with the AFC East right now as it sits inside of this conference. You see a team that we were about to play in the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are about to play the 7-4 Buffalo Bills that sit in second place inside of the AFC East Division. The Patriots, a team that the Pittsburgh Steelers gave one of those two losses to, is a 10-2 football team. 318 points for the Patriots, only giving up 226. But you look at the Buffalo Bills, who sit second. Yes, they've been able to score some points. They've gotten 311 points scored by them. And they've given up 252, but Josh Allen sacked 8 times in his last performance. Crazy numbers. And the Bills will be without certain players here come this week. Two left tackles or two tackles out. They will be without key players. They are an injured group yet again. But the Steelers never seem to take advantage of those injuries. But there you have the statistics there for the AFC East Division. Let's move down to the AFC South. Here, let's take a look at that graphic of the AFC South. Another team leading the AFC South at 8-3. Another team that the Pittsburgh Steelers have defeated. The Indianapolis Colts, a team that has scored 341 points and given up 229. Really good numbers. And then you have the Jaguars in second and the Texans 6-5. So there are more 7-4, 6-5 football teams. That is the crazy part. Jags 7-4, Bills 7-4. It's crazy. Then you have the Texans at a 6-5 football team. It's crazy. Steelers 6-5 football team right now. You ask yourself, how many are there going to be, Jason? How many 6-5? How many 7-4 football teams are there going to be? How many teams sit inside this little bubble? This bubble right now inside of the AFC conference? Well, let's answer some of those questions. The Broncos sitting at 9-2. Colts right now. Broncos, another team. And the Patriots. Those are the big dogs right now inside of the AFC after we've been through right now 3 of the AFC's divisions. The Broncos now sitting 9-2. The Chargers, another 7-4 football team. Crazy, right? Chiefs, a 6-6 football team, which is uncharacteristic of the Chiefs and the Raiders are in their normal home at 2-9. It is getting quite crazy, isn't it, my friends? Let's get out of there. But Jason, is there more teams that are 6-6, 6-5? Well, let's go right into the AFC North. Here we go. The Steelers, a 6-5 football team, lead the division right now. The Baltimore Ravens, they fall in with the Kansas City Chiefs right now at 6-6. So you have two 6-6 football teams. But there's the Bengals with an outside puncher's chance at 4-8. Mathematically not eliminated right now. So when we look at this, the big dogs right now inside of the AFC conference, sadly, one of them is a 6-5 football team, and that's the Steelers. So your four division leaders right now: Colts, Broncos, Patriots, Steelers. They bring up the 4 seed. And they ain't got no chance of getting any higher than that if they win the division. The AFC North division winner is not going to be any higher than the 4 seed. Let's just say that right now. They can't make it happen. But you look at all these bubble teams right now that sit second place in their division, guys. 7-4 football teams: Jags, Bills, Chargers. The Steelers play the Bills this week. So you can't afford to lose. There's too many teams right now. Texans and Steelers, 6-5. The Bills or the Ravens and the Chiefs, 6-6. The Steelers lose, they're back to 6-6. You can't get in this hodgepodge of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 teams plus the Bengals. There's 6 teams there that are in a very big hodgepodge, and one with 5 teams in a big group of just a mess right now. And then you got the Bengals that are 4-8 that aren't mathematically out of it yet, and I wouldn't discount them. I would not discount them. Again, though, you have very good football teams that are sitting in this 7-4 to 6-6 range, and that Ravens, Chiefs, to name a couple, Steelers, Texans, Jags, Bills, Chargers sitting at 7-4. Steelers have already lost to the Chargers. They have lost to that team. And that's about it. And they've won against the Colts. They've won against the Patriots. So those are good. They won against the Bengals. Those are good things when you're talking about tiebreakers. The Steelers have not lost to any other team except for the Chargers so far in this AFC race. So that's a good thing. So those are your statistics. Those are your standings, guys. Those are where the Steelers are at inside of this division. We broke it down for you there. We looked at every single record, and we'll continue. Well, good. I'm glad your mother came over to the good side. Another Wombat. The AFC North is wide open in a bad way, but it might make teams underestimate us. Absolutely. And another Wombat brings a good point. When the Steelers, just say for instance, were losing to the Chicago Bears, they had opportunities to win it. They were leading that game. They had opportunities to win it clean until the end. That seems like a good record with the football team, a better football team than I even give them credit for. And they beat the Steelers with a practice squad defense. But the Steelers were able to beat the Patriots. They were able to beat the Colts. 2 teams right now that lead their division. 2 teams that don't look like they're going to be caught in terms of the conference race. That they're going to be a 1, 2, or 3 seed. The Patriots, Colts, Broncos. Those are going to be your top 3 division or conference seeds this season, guys. They're not going to be caught. Just let that be known, unless one of them completely falls off. But you're not going to get all 3 of them completely fall off. I can tell you that. Bears aren't so bad. Ravens aren't so good. Amen. Daniel Warman. Why isn't Aaron Rodgers throwing downfield? The Steelers run a boring offense. Absolutely. And guys, there's nobody to blame. The quarterbacks have changed over and over. The offensive coordinators have changed over and over, but yet the product remains the same and the head coach remains the constant variable. It doesn't take anybody really a lot of time to figure it out. And that is Mike Tomlin hinders this football team in a negative way with his ultra conservative way of playing football. a way of football that doesn't exist in the NFL anymore if you want to be successful. Mike Tomlin plays a brand of football that is not able to be played right now. And that's the sad part, guys. That's why this offense is the way it is. That's why this defense is the way it is. First time on your channel, Cincinnati Bengals. Who Dey? Please don't say who Dey. Thank you, though, Felicia. I appreciate you stopping in and watching, but please, you've never watched my channel because Who Dey is the one thing that I cannot stand. Here, please don't say it. I beg you. I beg you. I beg you. I beg you. But we appreciate you coming through. But please don't do the Who Dey, and we will love you forever because we got Bengals fans in here. And we appreciate it. And we got Steelers fans. We got Ravens fans. We've got fans from all over the place. We've got Vikings fans that come in. We've got tons of teams that are represented in this chat. So definitely we appreciate having you in here. Whether you like the Steelers or not, I was just saying. AWOL, bang, bang, Steeler gang! What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, O-line, 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 no doubt. Tomlin aced driver's ed backing in was his strength. You aren't lying there, Challenger. What's up, man? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's up, man? Happy Friday. Um, since we lost Pounce, our line has been trash. I don't know exactly when it became trash, but boys, it's been trash for a long time. Lamar is my top five quarterback. Yeah, you can think that, and that's okay. You're allowed your opinion here, and that's okay. Your opinion here is always valued. But when I look at Lamar Jackson, I look at maybe a top five regular season quarterback. But as far as a championship caliber quarterback, he's just not. Whether people want to admit that or not, again, people can lie to themselves all they want. I refuse to. He's never won anything in college that's been a big game. He's never won a big game in the National Football League. He's just not a big game quarterback. JD, what's up, man? Good to see you. Please stop with this. Mason is better than what he shows on the field. There is no way you want Mason to be a team starting quarterback in the NFL. I think he shows it on the field, guys. This is not crazy talk. Whether people want to admit it or not, I am not sitting here saying that I want Mason to be a long-term starter on my football team. I've never said that, but I do say this. I like when Mason comes in because I'm not worried. It's okay. If I'm going to pick somebody to start and I'm going to have to pick between some backups in the National Football League, Mason Rudolph isn't bottom of my list. He's just not. He's a decent quarterback, whether we want to admit that or not. And what he puts on the field hasn't been bad. He didn't play horrible against the Bears, guys. Where do you want him to throw the football down the field when there's nobody to throw the football to down the field? There's no routes being run down the field. I mean, yeah, he had a couple bad passes, no doubt about it. Could he have played better inside of what he was given? No doubt about it. Is he better than Aaron Rodgers? No, he's not. But is he a competent backup quarterback in this league? Absolutely. No doubt about it. Has he put really good things on tape over the last several years? Yes, absolutely he has. But hey, I don't know. I know what I'm looking at. And again, everybody can have their own opinion, man. But I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm going to tell the truth. Mason Rudolph isn't somebody that I just want to pull out of the pile and say, you're the starter forever. No. But if I have to play him, I'm cool with it. All two does is win 99% of the time. So I really like it. Daniel Warman, the Steelers have a lot of great players. Tomlin needs to let them loose. Yeah, it's a very ultra tight, ultra conservative game plan. Whether people want to admit that or not, and they want to blame the players, yeah, the players have blame in it. But I feel like when the Steelers do win, when they are finally competing, it's the players overcoming the schematics. It's just what I see. It's just what I see as somebody watching this game. Watching the game sometimes 2, 3 times. And I don't know if many fans watch games 2, 3 times, but I do. And what I see may be different than some other people. And I see a very ultra conservative game plan that has been brought down by Mike Tomlin. And Mike Tomlin is very stubborn. Point blank, period. Sorry. That's what it is. But you're right, Daniel. He needs to loosen it up. Skyler, Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, I have three quarterbacks. The others aren't proven enough. What has Jackson proved to you? I don't care about an MVP. You can wipe your ass with the MVP, guys. I don't care about that. That means nothing to me. I mean, I care about the MVP of the Super Bowl. That matters. Winning championships. That matters. I can't put Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen in the top three quarterback conversation when they've never won a Lombardi trophy. I can't do it, man. I can't put them in there. They've not even played in the big game. At least Joe Burrow's played in the big game and had an opportunity to win it. Neither of those two, Allen or Jackson, neither one of them have had the opportunity to even win it. Agreed, Daniel. You got to. Josh Allen has never beat Joe Burrow. We play them after the Steelers, and I just don't believe that you can rank quarterbacks as elite quarterbacks in this league if they've never sniffed a Lombardi Trophy. I mean, I just don't believe it. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, I put them in the same category. Great regular season quarterbacks. I love them. I would love them on my roster. But when it comes playoff time, I'm looking for somebody else, man. Whether it's bad luck, I don't know, but they don't win Lombardis, man. I don't know why people um I don't know why people a lot of fans out there will come into this chat and they want to glorify some of these players. Players that have never won championships, don't show up in the big games usually. I yeah, I don't get it, man. When did this league become about statistics only? When did this league become about fantasy points? When did this league not become or not be about winning championships? When did that happen, guys? I've been an NFL fan since I was a little boy, and again, I'm in my 40s now, um, and I feel like the dynamic has changed for fans. I feel like fans worry about fantasy points, fantasy statistics more than anything, and that's how they gauge great players. I always gauge great players off of rings, Lombardis, championships. That's how I gauge great players. And again, there's always a few that seep through the cracks. But man, I feel like a lot of players seep through the cracks now that are supposed great players that don't do anything in terms of getting their team in the right position to win a championship. Tomlin, right where he usually is, the mediocre middle. Absolutely. Right there it is. No doubt about it. I believe Tomlin goes over Arthur Smith's head and calls a lot of the OC calls. I don't know if he calls plays during the game. Maybe he has some input. They're on the headset. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he calls the plays offensively. I do think that he has input. I do think that maybe perhaps pre-game that there are some marching orders that are delivered because I don't see how Arthur Smith could be that dumb either. Because it's like every single offensive coordinator runs the same looking shit. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And again, coaching is big. And I'm sorry, guys. There's only one variable to the Steelers' mediocrity, and that's Mike Tomlin. The faces have changed in the players, the faces have changed throughout the coaching staff, and yet the product remains the exact same. That tells me one thing. What's up, Oscar? Before Tomlin goes to sleep, he checks under his bed and the closet for the middle of the field. You ain't lying there. And he's worrying about people figuring out that he lives in his fears. Mason Rudolph equals Charlie Batch. But you know what, Challenger? I'll say this about Charlie Batch. I love Charlie Batch. But you know what? People wouldn't dog Charlie Batch like they dog Mason Rudolph. They wouldn't. Um, Tell me why. I don't understand that. You're right. Same type of category of player. Great when they have to come in. You're not looking for them to lead your franchise week in and week out. But guess what? They're great when they come in. They get the job done. You're not worried when they come into the game. But yet, Mason Rudolph gets a lot more flack than Charlie Batch ever got. Trust me. And a lot of you lived it too. I've lived through the Charlie Batch era. I know Charlie was praised 99% of the time, and I love Charlie Batch. Loved him. But man, I never seen him get the shit that Mason Rudolph gets. Explain that. I don't get that. Devin Burkett loves seeing the Ratbirds get beat up by the Bungholes. We got lucky. Cannot afford another game this season. You can't afford you can afford a loss because the AFC North is still wide open, and then you still have two games against the Ravens. So, guys, even if the Steelers do lose against the Bills, what's worst case scenario? They are tied again at 6-6 with the Ravens, and the Ravens will probably have the edge. I don't know how the tiebreakers will break down after the Bills, after the Bengals beat the Redbirds. That changes by the day. But then you look at where the Steelers go. Where do they go? A head-to-head matchup against the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, and that game is a 1 p.m. start. And if it's able, is that game able to be flexed? Because the league would love nothing more than the Pittsburgh Steelers to be 6-6 and the Baltimore Ravens to be 6-6, and have a head-to-head matchup inside of Baltimore or Pittsburgh. It don't matter. They would love nothing more than that, guys. And boy, they might get their wish, sadly. But you know what? That opens up for the Bengals. If both teams go to 6-6, guys, and the Bengals keep winning, that puts the Bengals back 2 games from the division lead. You are aware of that, right? 2 games. Don't count them out. I'm just warning everybody. Don't count them out, man. Don't count them out. They might be sniffing around the playoffs. They might be sniffing around an AFC title if the freaking Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens can't get their shit together. And one of them got to figure it out here. They got 2 games left against each other. If one of the two teams wins both of them, so say the Ravens win both or the Steelers win both of those head-to-head matchups, that will put them comfortably in the driver's seat. And then I would be safe to say the Bengals probably don't got a chance at sniffing around. But if they split those games, guys, the Ravens and the Steelers keep stumbling against other teams, the Bengals got a real chance. Hearing rumors Tomlin is going to the Giants. Let's go help him pack. That rumor is absolutely false, Kevin. Wherever you're hearing it from is absolute clickbait. But I would go help him pack, brother. I would. I would. I would. Tom Ford. Charlie Batch was much better than Mason Rudolph. I don't know about that. 2 different eras of football. 2 different players. I don't know how you can really quantify who was better or who's not. Charlie will give the edge to because he was a starter for the Detroit Lions for years. So we'll give Charlie that. So yeah, we'll give him the slight edge, but it's really hard for me to compare who was better in that situation, considering just the amount of distance in between the times that they played, and the opportunity that's been given to both. Challenger playing not to lose, not to win. Yeah, and that's a problem, man. Need to hoist the Sticky Lombardi to be remembered as a legend. Absolutely. And a lot of fans have lost sight of that. And tell me if I'm wrong. Loud Harley. Mason Rudolph is not an NFL quarterback and never will be an NFL quarterback. He's a fraud, 29 years old, trash. Cut by the Titans, Kenny Pickett with a porn star mustache. Uh, yeah, you could say that. You're entitled to your own opinion. I just definitely humbly disagree. Fetish, the game changed and the game got soft. The game has changed and got soft. I agree with that, Padisha. My Floyd is pink 79. What about the freak Randy Moss? I love the Randy Moss, man. I love him. And again, some of the players slip through the cracks, man. Some of the players slip through the cracks. Herbie Dunn, 103. If you never won a championship, you ain't elite. You're not an elite quarterback, plain and simple. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. Sorry, guys. Started typing there accidentally. Competent backups. Yeah, and you can't win in this league without a competent backup. You can't remain consistent because you're going to need them to play. Tom Ford, didn't Charlie Batch come from the Detroit Lions? Yeah, he did. Tom, yep. Yes, Batch, yep. Ultimately, it's gonna most likely come down to the 2 Ravens games. They're gonna have a lot to do with this, no doubt about it. Tom Ford says Randy Moss was arguably the best wide receiver ever. Him and Jerry Rice. Yeah, they were pretty good, man. They were tops. It's hard for me to ever say the best ever, man. There's very few players that I can ever give best ever titles to. Michael Jordan is one. I know people will argue LeBron. LeBron ain't shit to Michael Jordan. I don't give a shit what anybody said. Um, yeah, that's not comparable. I watched Michael Jordan in his fucking prime, and that man was fucking a sniper, baby. It don't get no better. People used to sit around and go, man, don't piss off Mike. He gonna kill you. He gonna come out and get you, and that was true. LeBron just a one-trick pony, if you ask me. But basketball's not my thing. So, but anyway, again, there's very few people that I can call the GOAT. Is my point of what I was saying. Tom Brady being another one. GOAT. Man won. He won and won and won and won. That's the GOAT. Tom Brady is the fucking greatest quarterback to ever play in the National Football League, regardless of anything anybody wants to say. Why? Because the man has 7 Super Bowl fucking championships, guys. 7. Name another quarterback. Who's the second best quarterback in the National Football League of all time? I'm going to give you 2 of them. Joe Montana and Terry fucking Bradshaw. Why? Because they have 4 fucking championships. Patrick Mahomes is inching up there. Why? Because he collects rings. That's why. And that puts you in those conversations, guys. When I talk about the best to ever fucking do it, I talk about the guys that collect rings. Point blank, period. I don't want to hear, oh, well, they had a good team. No shit, it's a team fucking game. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Again, to be elite, to be legendary, it's called rings, baby. Chase rings, get rings, point blank. That's the only thing that matters. What's up, TD, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, TD. Oh, he's talking to TD. Rings require a great team. Lots of elite players have been on bad teams. Oh my goodness, I hate that argument. And I see what you're saying. I'm not discounting what you're saying. This is the ultimate team game. Yes, no doubt. No doubt. But aren't elite great players supposed to put teams on their backs? I don't know. Tom Brady seemed to find a way to win. Great elite players are leaders, right? And what does that do for their team? It boosts them up. It gives them confidence. It propels the team forward. It creates a great environment. Which game in all of professional sports is the most highly emotional game there is? Football. Football. Plain and simple. Where does it matter the most? Football. 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 I'm just saying, guys. Again, I don't rank elite players unless you got championships. I'm sorry. If you don't win championships, you can't be talked about with the greatest of all time. You can't. Point blank, period. It's just my opinion. But I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And you're allowed those. But um, definitely got to win. You got to win. Again, there are very few that slip through the cracks, and we talked about that. But overall, I can't rank you at the top of the list unless you have stacks of championships. That's what proves to me you're a great player and a great leader. There are a very few outliers, very few outliers. We'll give it to Randy. He can be one of the outliers that slip through the cracks, that never are able to win, but are good. There's very, very few. Very, very few. I mean, people want to crown Lamar Jackson as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time right now. Explain that shit to me. Watching George Pickens is like watching my wife cook in another man's. That's a good one. That's a good comment, man. I like that. Um, I don't like George Pickens. I think he's a head case, but you're right. It does feel weird, doesn't it, after a player leaves, and they do good somewhere else or better somewhere else. You're like, well, damn, that sucks, man. So yeah, it's one of those things. That's a good comment though. Fletch W 1754. That was a good comment. All right, guys, man, like, share, subscribe, hit the hype button. Do all that good shit for us here. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Join the community here at Mike Drop Sports. Guys, I want to congratulate you. I feel like we are now a little bit safely over the 4,700 subscriber mark. I want to thank you for all the support. That has been absolutely awesome. So appreciated, guys. Again, 4,700 subscribers here on Mike Drop Sports. We are 300 away from hitting 5,000 subscribers here on the channel, and we are absolutely humbled and absolutely thrilled that you guys have helped us get to this point. And I want to continue to grow. So you sharing the show, continuing to like the shows, and just simply commenting is absolutely amazing. Remember, Mike Drop Mafia memberships are 99 cents a month. Be part of our solid community that helps support this channel grow. And again, 99 cents a month, always be 99 cents a month. And it's an easy way to help support the channel without having to pay 10, 12, $20. Like, no, 99 cents a month. We have almost 5,000 subscribers. We do that, man. This channel takes off in a big way. And again, we try to put everything back into it to make the product better. And we truly appreciate that, guys. TD, great players elevate other players to make them better, like Big Ben did with receivers. Absolutely, I agree. I agree. That's a big point, TD, no doubt about it. Challenger Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson won Super Bowls. Good quarterbacks, then, I guess. I mean, how many though they win? One each, right? Yeah, you can get lucky. There are some outliers, but definitely they must have been on teams filled with what? Elite players that did what? Rose that team up, motivated that team up, and guided that team into a great position. And they were able to win the Super Bowl. Again, guys, there is no 1,000% anything. There are outliers in everything. And again, great quarterbacks, there are very few outliers that don't have a collection of rings. Lamar is a great running back, but he's far from an elite quarterback. That's from Stranger. I think yeah, STRNGR. Yeah. I think Lamar can be very good. I do at times, but I think he just folds under the biggest moments. And last night was a huge moment for that team. It just happened to be a regular season moment, and he wasn't able to succeed. GP has better leadership at the Cowboys. That's from Matt Burton. I would take that with a grain of salt. They're one of them organizations, Matt, that simply just won't never win again as long as they're under the leadership that they are under. Um, they're a free for all, man. They're an organization that has kind of left players to run the asylum. So yeah, I don't know if I would say better leadership down there. They're just throwing him the football because their offense is wide open. The Steelers' offense wasn't wide open. It's been ultra conservative for over a decade and beyond that. Big Ben had some times when he was able to open it up. But other than that, those times with Big Ben, this offense has been buttoned up and conservative, ultra conservative. And when you go to an environment where the offense is wide open and you're allowed to do whatever you wish in the offense, you can do some different things. It's a different thing, man. It's a totally different show. Challenger, you mean to tell me non-losing season championship hat doesn't count? No, yeah, burn those T-shirts, guys. Record for Mike Tomlin. Non-losing seasons. Wipe your ass with it, because it don't bother me or make a difference to me. It actually annoys the fuck out of me to be mediocrity or to be mediocre. Mediocrity is, ugh, man, just not fun to live inside. Yep, that could possibly be it too. Kevin Lynch. This has been a wild season. The usual suspects are not playing well this year. If I had to pick the Super Bowl right now, it would be Broncos Rams. Yeah, that's an easy way to pick it, Kevin. Both number one seeds inside of their conference, right? Or no? Are the Patriots the number one seed in the AFC or the Broncos? I can't remember. One of the two. But yeah, that's a good way to think about it, Kevin, for sure. They're both tops in the conferences. I think the Rams are the current number one seed in the NFC. But yeah, if I had to pick the Super Bowl, I wouldn't pick one of those top teams. I wouldn't. How I would do it, because I always think that one of these middle of the pack teams figures out how to turn the switch on here in the middle of the season or toward the end of the season and figures out how to get it done. And that's why I always kind of go with I would be more inclined with a 7-4 or 6-5 team right now to pick in the AFC, and the NFC. I'd be more inclined to do the same, just because I feel like teams figure out how to catch fire at the right opportunity, and some of these high seeds, in my opinion, sometimes fall apart. So that's just how I like to do it. Not saying that it will happen. It's just I like to play it like that. But you're right. That could definitely very well be. Challenger. John Madden never had a losing season, but it's never attached to his name. Crazy, isn't it? You don't ever hear it. They got to attach it to Mike Tomlin's name because they ain't done fucking nothing else. I mean, shit. I don't want to hear he won a Super Bowl with Cowers player years ago. Yes, great, super great. Has he ever done it with his own? No. All right, guys. Any other comments, questions, or concerns here on a Friday night? As the Steelers are going to be facing the Buffalo Bills, they got some injuries. They gave up 8 sacks. They're two without their two starting tackles. They gave up again 8 sacks. Can the Steelers take advantage of that, or will, typical Josh Allen fashion, he dismantle the Pittsburgh Steelers defense? We're going to break down the matchup pretty good tomorrow. We're going to talk about individual players. We're going to talk about some individual matchups. And we'll dive into that on our Saturday show. The Steelers will be facing off against the Buffalo Bills at Acrisure Stadium at 4:25. It's the afternoon game. Those are my favorite games, the afternoon ones. 4:25 start is the absolute best, if you ask me. You still got all day to do stuff. Then at 4 o'clock, you go get ready to watch the boys play. And the game is over before late at night, so the post game show is an absolute fucking misery to do. So I love 425 games. Absolutely awesome, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's able to be flexed. Steelers Ravens, if that game isn't flexed into a late afternoon or night game, that wouldn't shock me whatsoever. Um, Tomlin won two on his own. You're retarded. What do you mean two on his own? He's only won one Super Bowl, bro. He's been to two. He didn't win two. What do you mean I'm retarded? If anyone sounds retarded, it's you. Saying Mike Tomlin's won two Super Bowls on his own. The first one he won was with Cowher's team. It was in his first or second year as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It wasn't a team that he built. And then he made it to the Super Bowl with pretty much the same team there. No Mandela effect bullshit. Don't come here with that. We don't believe in that here. You can believe in it all you like. I don't believe in that, but no Mandela effect. You can try to talk it into existence if you like, but don't call me retarded, man. If you got some bullshit, Andrew, I don't like that, man. You can come at me with something else. Come at me with a little bit different stuff, but don't be like you're retarded. He won two. No, he hasn't. Yeah, he won one as an assistant. Yeah, he did. A low assistant, a defensive backs coach. He wasn't our defensive coordinator. Yeah, so I think you owe me kind of a little bit of an apology there, Andrew. Man, damn, that was kind of harsh. You're retarded. He's won two. No, he hasn't. Come on, bro. All right, guys, we're gonna start wrapping it up here. My retarded ass is about to get off here, I guess. I don't know enough about football to talk football, so my retarded ass is going to have to get moving, man. Tomlin does not do good against backup quarterbacks. Josh Allen might not play. Yeah, they're injured, man. We'll see how it goes, Tom. Definitely, Steelers don't seem to take advantage of those injuries, do they? But hey, man, we're just retarded over this way. We don't really know what we're talking about. I'm not going to let Andrew. I know I've seen him before on this channel. I'm not going to let him live that down. Every time I see him, I'm going to ask him how he feels about how retarded I am. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you again. We appreciate it. Hold on. Thank you, JD. We'll see you, buddy. Where did you hear Allen might not play? I didn't hear that either, but hey, maybe it's true. I'll have to look it up. All right, guys. Love you guys. You guys are the absolute best community in all of you on all of YouTube. Thank you again. Thank you for supporting my retarded ass. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And definitely we'll be back tomorrow with some detailed matchup stuff. I wanted to have a little bit of fun since it was Friday tonight. I didn't want to dive into too many of the numbers. Again, guys, let's bring up real quick on the division and stuff before we leave again. There's your standings currently after the Ravens were defeated by the Cincinnati Bengals, who are still in this thing, guys. Do not discount the Bengals right now at 4-8. The Ravens 6-6. The Steelers back on top of the AFC North at 6-5. Those are your current AFC North standings right now. And definitely is going to play a big role into Sunday's game, man. So make sure we're keeping an eye out for how this thing starts to unfold, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. What's up, Roberta? Good night, honey. See you. Thank you, Roberta. Retoted. Yes, no doubt. No doubt. All right, guys. I hate that word though, like the retarded thing. I hate it too, but I let it slip sometimes. We shouldn't even say it. It's just yeah. Andrew Mann though. Hey, how about them 2 Super Bowls Mike won? How about them 2 Super Bowls?
Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go. It's a peel back block, and that's